Hi, I'm Jake.
And I'm Ashley.
And this is the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Because Disney's a wonderful thing. Come on down, stop on by, hop a carpet, and fly with us as we discuss the parks, treats, and all things Disney, with new episodes every wonderful Wednesday.
Hey, everybody. We hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much for listening. We're excited to have you back with another fantastic episode of the Wonderful Thing About Disney podcast.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. It should be a good episode.
I think so as well. This episode is kind of special because it actually comes at the request of one of our Patreon members. So shout out to Corey for listening and supporting us on Patreon.
Yeah.
We're super excited. With that, he asked, what would be your top 10 recommendations for Disney newbies, or people that are going to the parks for the first time as adults and haven't been since they were kids?
I love this question. I think we kind of touched on some of this in one of our earlier episodes, the planning the greatest family vacation ever. But I think this will allow us to take kind of a deeper dive into that episode. As we started putting this list together, there are so many great tips and tricks out there, but we wanted to share some of our do's, but also some of our don'ts. So we kind of came up with a top 10 do list and a top 10 don't list when visiting the Disney parks.
Yes, I love this. And I do think that this will provide a lot of really cool information because, you know, some of the stuff I think maybe we've taken for granted, or you just kind of go in autopilot and do it because we've been so many times.
Yeah.
This allowed us a chance to really go back and strip things down and say, okay, if somebody's asking us, I'm going to the park for the first time, what do I need to do?
Exactly.
So yeah. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So as we've put these two lists together, we tried to come up with 20 of the most helpful tips that we could think of. And while we tried to put like the most important ones first, they're really in no particular order. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, they're all pretty important.
Yeah, so hopefully you find these beneficial. So what do you say we start with the do's?
Yeah, let's do it. Top 10 do's when visiting a Disney park.
Cool. So number 1, do your research. Know what you're getting into.
So important.
It really is because, again, I don't think, as we've mentioned before, I don't think that you can just kind of decide on a whim, I'm going to go to Disney today. You really do need to kind of plan and prepare. But I think first thing to start off with is, where do you want to go? Because there's obviously a lot of really great positive things about Disneyland or about Disney World, or if you want to go international, there's options there too. But we'll just focus on more of Disneyland, Disney World parks. I'm going to speak to Disneyland because that one is kind of my favorite, my first love. That's the first park I ever went to.
Yeah.
Why you should go to Disneyland. 1, the weather's usually phenomenal in California. 2, both parks are literally across the plaza from each other, so you can really hit both of them very, very easily. Real easy to get to from multiple airports if you're flying out, which I think is a plus. The other thing is there are so many attractions in each park. It's not like you run out of things to do. Like, it's almost impossible, I think, to do either park in one day, just because there's so much to see and do. And it's the original. So I still marvel at how not only Walt Disney built this park the first time, but how they've continued to add on to it and update it. And it still fits like so perfectly amongst all the other attractions, the other lands and everything. Like, so immersive, so well done. I mean, it's just a masterpiece. It really is.
Yeah. Well, and again, Walt Disney World was my first park. That's where I went to first. And I grew up on the East Coast. So to your point, Walt Disney World is my first love. But I would argue that I think Walt Disney World is more immersive than Disneyland. You've got 4 parks plus 2 water parks. You have so many different resorts that you can stay at. And once you get into that Disney bubble, you don't really leave from the point that you start your vacation to the very end. You are just 100% all in Disney. And yeah, like I said, there's so much to do, the different parks. But if you don't want to do a park day, there's so much to do with the resorts. And yeah, you just have so many different options, and the love of Disney World. And I think where Walt Disney World differs is, if you're visiting Walt Disney World, you have to go for a whole week.
True.
Whereas Disneyland, I think you could easily do a long weekend, 2-3 days, and almost hit everything in the park. Whereas Disney World, you're not going to be able to do it all. You're just not, because the parks are so big.
Well, and what I would argue for Disney World is I think it makes for a better vacation when you are staying on those resorts and stuff. And like you said, like once you get onto property, like you're there, you don't really have to leave. But I would say that Disneyland really has done an excellent job of taking a little bit of everything. I mean, if you want to do Star Wars, you can right after you ride Big Thunder Mountain. Or,
that's true. Yeah.
You know, you want to go do Pixar things and then jump over to Avengers Campus. Like, it's all there. So I think that's the only place in the world that you really can do everything in one place.
That's true.
So, anyway, whatever your preference, I just hope that this keeps an open mind for you, because I know that there are a lot of people on the East Coast that want nothing to do with Disneyland. They think it's just the cute little park out west.
Yeah.
But there's also a lot of people out west who think, well, Disney World, I mean, we have everything here. Do we really need to go to Disney World? So give it a shot. If you haven't been before, book the trip. Like, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised no matter where you go. And again, just because we have our own personal preferences, especially due to what we went to first, we love both of these parks.
We absolutely do.
Absolutely. So second thing with doing your research, look up the crowd calendars. There's plenty of crowd calendars online that will help you determine when the best time to visit is, or maybe better said, when the worst time to visit is.
Exactly, yes.
Because there's not really an off season anymore.
There's not.
It's kind of always hopping. But there are a few things that you want to avoid, like avoid major holidays. I know that there's special events that they have, like Run Disney weekends. They do the cheer competitions at Walt Disney World. Whenever they do their seasonal festivals or other events, that first week tends to be the busiest. So probably a good idea to avoid that first week. And as we just learned when we went to Pixar Fest, they didn't even have everything up and going yet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah, always check those crowd calendars.
For sure. The other thing, too, is check the park hours, because sometimes these parks can close early for special events like around Halloween time or Christmas. I know they were doing Star Wars nights where Disneyland closed earlier.
Exactly. Yep.
So definitely check that out, and you'll start to notice that there's sometimes that on the weekends it's open till midnight, whereas during the week it may only be open till 10. So just something to look at and keep in mind. And then know what parks you're visiting each day. Less of an issue on the Disneyland side, but if you're going to Disney World, as much as it's so fun to kick your vacation off at Magic Kingdom, don't go to Magic Kingdom on Mondays.
Don't go
to Magic Kingdom. It's a zoo. It's crazy busy.
Yeah.
And likewise, don't end your week in Epcot. Don't go on Friday. Don't go on the weekends. That's typically a place where a lot of the locals go to hang out, especially with all the food and drink options. If you want to get the most out of it, why bother doing that? Just shift things over and adjust accordingly. I think that'll make for a much better experience.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So moving on to our number 2 do on our list is you want to make sure that you download the Disney apps. So when you're visiting Disney World, you want to download the My Disney Experience app. And when you're visiting Disneyland, you want to download the Disneyland app. And the reason these apps are so important is these will do several things. And I think we've talked about them before, but these apps will hold your park tickets. You'll be able to see the park map as well as the attraction wait times. You'll be able to place your mobile order. This is where you'll link your magic bands. You'll be able to get your photo pass on here. This really is the key to having a great vacation, is downloading these apps, familiarizing yourself with the apps, and yeah, like you kind of said with the research, know what you're getting into with each of these apps.
Oh, most definitely. And especially for the wait times, I think that part alone is probably what we use the very most. And if it wasn't that, then it's probably mobile order. But to be able to do all of that through the app is just huge, lifesaver. With that kind of playing off of it, that's also where you'll hold your Genie Plus reservations throughout the day. And that's our number 3 is Genie Plus. Now, we've actually done an after hours event where we went real deep into Genie Plus, what to know, what to do. So if you're curious about that and want to hear more about it, hop over to Patreon, check out that after hours event. But in a nutshell, Genie Plus essentially makes it possible for you to make reservations for Lightning Lanes to come back at a different time and bypass the standby line and go on to these attractions.
Yep.
it is an extra cost. So you want to budget for it on busier days, especially in Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, because again, there are so many attractions in each park. Not only do you get to kind of bypass the longer standby line for the major attractions, but also it will free up your time to be able to go and experience those other rides that are in each park.
Yeah, and I think it's important to point out that Genie Plus in Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, not every attraction is on Genie Plus.
Well said.
Whereas Disney World, I'm sure there are some attractions that aren't included, but Disney World, most of your attractions are included. But Disneyland, like most of your Fantasyland rides, will not be included with Genie Plus.
Yeah. But again, it does free up your day with more time, so you can go and stand in line for those others. Yep. And then at Walt Disney World, because you brought it up, it's definitely worth it in Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. There are some bigger attractions, especially with the addition of Tron in Magic Kingdom, and then everything in Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land and Hollywood Studios. And then we'll kind of leave it up to you if you want to do it in Animal Kingdom or in Epcot. Are there some pluses to it? Without a doubt. However, if you plan your day accordingly and you're smart about it, you can actually make it through Animal Kingdom pretty easily without doing Genie Plus. And likewise for Epcot. Epcot's the one I'm always on the fence about, because just depending on the day, it's like, no, we're going to need it today. It's busier. Or it's like, well, it's not too bad. I think we can navigate our way around the park pretty easily without it.
Yeah, well, and another point to Epcot is a lot of your rides are at the front of the park. And once you start walking around the World Showcase and looking at those different countries, if you're all the way in Germany and you're like, oh, my lightning lane is now for Soarin', you're walking like a mile over there to get to your ride. Yep. So just something to keep in mind, again, with that, looking at the Disney apps, knowing your park maps, and then planning out, your day with Genie Plus.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so our number 4 do tip for Disney is, we've talked about it before, but we are big advocates. Stay on property, especially with Walt Disney World. So both Walt Disney World and Disneyland, you will have early entry when staying at a resort. And then at Walt Disney World, they do have some deluxe resort extended hours. So if you're staying at a deluxe resort, you can stay in the park. I think it's like 2 hours after the park closes.
Which is really cool, because there may be some rides, like, for example, Peter Pan. It always has a massive wait. Yeah. Always. But if you stay for those extended magic hours, that's a perfect time to go hit some of those rides that maybe you just didn't want to wait in line for earlier in the day. Or go ride something again.
Exactly. At Disneyland, while I think it's great if you can afford to stay on property, and again, it's super magical. Once you get into that Disney bubble, then you don't leave. At Disneyland, I personally don't think it's necessary to stay on property, but again, it does have its perks. So in Disneyland, if you stay at the Grand Californian, you actually have your own private entrance into California Adventure and into downtown Disney.
Yeah, and not just entrances. Like, there's 2 places that you can get into DCA from the Grand Californian, which is awesome.
And then if you're staying at the Disneyland Hotel or the new Pixar Place Hotel, they're both within walking distance of the park, which is awesome.
For sure.
So with Disneyland, there are so many non-Disney hotels that are right across the street or right down the road from the parks that are within walking distance. And there are many of them that also offer complimentary shuttles. So again, if you can afford it, stay on property. But at Disneyland, it's not a must.
Correct. I mean, again, if you haven't stayed at a Disney Resort hotel, regardless of whether it's Disneyland or Disney World, save up and do it at some point, because it really is incredible. There's something special and magical about staying there. Again, that being said, at Disneyland, it really isn't as much of a necessity, because there are so many options, and there's also so many Disney partner hotels. So maybe Disney doesn't own the hotel, but they have partnerships there. So again, you can even buy your tickets at that hotel. Like you mentioned, the complimentary shuttles. And then if you really want, Uber and rideshare options are so cheap and easy, because again, you're so close and there are so many hotels. Unless you've actually been there, I don't know that you really understand. Like, literally across the street is just a bank of different hotels. And so lots of options for you.
Well, and to your point, with staying at some of those hotels, they're obviously a lot cheaper. With Disneyland, your major Disney resort hotels, they are more on the expensive side.
For sure.
So there are a lot more affordable options. But with Disney World, I think we've talked about this. There's 3 different tiers to the resorts. So you have your value resorts, your moderate resorts, and your deluxe resorts. And so there's options for everybody. There's options for every budget. So in addition to staying on property at Walt Disney World, another perk is that you can actually make reservations for the duration of your stay 60 days out from your check-in. As opposed to if you're staying off property in Disney World, you'd have to wake up every single day, 60 days out, to make your dining reservations and your enchanting extras.
Yeah, and that's at 7 a.m., y'all. So even if you're on the East Coast, you're going to wake up at 6:50, 6:55 to get ready to get onto the app because, again, they do go that quickly.
They do.
And then the further west you are, you're talking about waking up sometimes at, 4 or 5 in the morning.
And we've done it before.
We have.
But yeah, so that's definitely a perk is when you're staying on property, you can make those reservations for the duration of your stay, which kind of leads us into our number 5.
Yeah, number 5, do make your reservations early.
Yes.
We just said it. They do fill up very quickly, especially if there's something that you really have your heart set on. For example, when we went with the kids, for the boys, it was really important that they got to make their own lightsabers at Savi's workshop. Yep. So that was the very first thing we did. And then for our daughter, she really wanted to go to Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. That's the next thing we did. And then we took care of our dining reservations because, again, a lot of those fill up very, very quickly, especially if you're doing some of the character dining. Those go fast.
Yes.
So look at those dining options for the different parks, depending on what day you're at those parks. Again, kind of have that plan. And then look at the enchanting extras as well. There are so many options, especially in Walt Disney World. And this is another thing I've got to give to Disney World, is there's so much more to do with enchanting extras. Yes, they have Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique and Savi's Workshop in Disneyland. Yes, they have a few other things, but when you're staying at those resorts, that just opens up a whole new slew of opportunities and adventures. Just look at Animal Kingdom, for example. I don't even know how many enchanting extras there are at Animal Kingdom, but you could spend an entire vacation just doing those types of things there. So,
exactly.
Pretty cool. Now, let's say that you overslept or you found something after the fact and you're like, oh, I really wish we could be eating here or doing this. We're going to give another shameless plug to our friends at Mouse Dining and Stakeout, which are third-party programs that you can go into at any time and say, hey, this is where I want to eat. This is about the time I want to eat there or the experience, whatever time of day you want to make that. And then it will watch it for you. Now, in our most recent trip for May the 4th, we made a reservation for Oga's Cantina. We had a couple times that it popped up, and we were in the app trying to make that reservation within 2 minutes easily, sometimes close within a minute, and they were already gone.
Yeah, so it was tough.
Yeah, if you're using these, just be aware that as soon as you get that notification, you got to go in
right away. You got to go, yeah. Yeah, so that kind of leads us a little bit into our number 6 tip, which is have a plan, but also be flexible at the same time.
For sure.
And what we mean by that is not everything is going to go according to plan. Rides are going to break down. Your shows are going to get canceled. Your kids are going to get hungry off schedule. You just need to have a plan, but be flexible. And we mentioned in our Planning the Greatest Family Vacation Ever, we have a 3-2-1 rule. So that means make a priority of 3 attractions, 2 shows, and 1 dining reservation per day. And again, that works in Disney World and Disneyland as well. Because to think that you can do everything, you're not going to be able to. So have a plan, but be flexible. And with having a plan, you also need to figure out with your family if you are rope drop people or if you are not rope drop people. That really is the question. Because when you rope drop, you're going to be able to, get 1 additional ride in.
Or 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, again, that's being there before the park opens. At both parks, they'll actually let you into a certain point before, say the park opens at 7:30 in the morning. They'll let you in around 7, and you get to a certain point before they drop that rope, and then you can walk very quickly to your desired attraction. The benefits of doing rope dropping, let's talk about Animal Kingdom again. If you want to go to Avatar and you don't want to pay for Genie Plus or pay for that individual lightning lane, rope drop Avatar. Now, that being said, there are a ton of people who are going to Avatar. We tend to like to go to the safari. Why? Because one, it's super cool. Two, the animals are most active first thing in the morning. And so that's been a great thing for us. And then we'll kind of navigate our day later on in how we want to get to Pandora and go do those Avatar rides. But anyway, it's kind of fun. Yes, it's an earlier morning for you, but it is part of the experience. You got to rope drop at least once. Yeah. It's a thing. Yeah. So let's go to number 7. And this, I feel like, is a big one. I'm not sure how, like I said, there's no particular order, but this one's a huge one because do mobile order.
Mobile order, yes.
If you take nothing else out of this podcast, make it this. Do mobile order. And here's why. We can't tell you how many people stand in line to order food, and they're just standing right by the line where you can pick up your mobile order.
Yeah, or they're in the app, like, while they're standing outside of the restaurant making their order. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, what are you doing? So
let's explain this. Like, with mobile order, you can order that food anywhere in the park.
Anywhere.
You're in the app. So let's say that we want to have an order at Bengal Barbecue over by Indiana Jones in Disneyland and Adventureland. But we're in Tomorrowland. It doesn't matter.
No.
You put in your order of what you want, and then you choose your arrival window. And one caveat to this, make sure you check the arrival windows because sometimes you're ordering food for several hours ahead. However, it doesn't matter. You say, hey, we're going to be hungry around 12:30, 1 o'clock. Let's choose that arrival window. Let's place our order, put it in. And then when it gets to be about that time, start making your way over. And when you get into a certain radius close to that restaurant, you don't even have to be at the counter. You can say, I'm here, prepare my order. Yeah. You can even do that while you're riding Jungle Cruise. It's close enough to do it. And then you can be riding rides while everyone else is standing in line because there's no reason that you should be standing in line for food that long.
It just wastes so much time and so much, it just wastes so much time. And the other thing to keep in mind, again, with the being flexible and having a plan, if your plans do change and you say, hey, I had this mobile order from 12:30 to 12:45, but we're not hungry, our lightning lane, got moved or whatever.
Tell them about it.
You have the option to do that. You can easily go back into the app, refresh, and update your time for a different time. Or vice versa. If you're like, hey, I'm hungry earlier because I made this order 2 hours ago, you can up your time as well. So you have the option to be flexible with mobile order.
Yeah. You're going to be standing in line a lot, people. It's just what it is when you go to any amusement park.
But don't stand in line for food.
Not for food. And we love food. You know we love food. Listen to us. That's it. That's the big one. Yeah. If you take nothing else out of this podcast.
Mobile order.
Mobile order. Please.
Yeah. Moving on to our number 8 tip. That is definitely budget. And we say that term loosely.
Oh, the B word?
I know. We use that loosely because we know, especially when we go with the kids, we try to have a budget in mind, but then the magic just takes over.
It does.
And our youngest looks at us and she's like, can I get this? And we're like, absolutely you can.
Yeah.
And that wasn't in our budget. But a real broad budget. You want to make sure that you know how much your flights are going to cost because your flights are expensive.
Get those early.
You want to know, again, what kind of hotel that you want to stay at, whether you want to stay on property, off property. You want to get your park tickets. You want to kind of have an idea of how much you want to spend on meals, souvenirs, and enchanting extras.
And I love that you can stagger these two. You can make your flights, buy your tickets, and then wait a month or two, then get your hotel, wait a couple months, then get your park tickets. So you can stagger this. You don't feel like you have to back up the Brinks truck day one and just dump all of this into one-time purchase.
Exactly. And the other thing with the budget that we, especially for Disney World, what we like to do is we like to get the photo pass.
Mm-hmm.
And they have different magic shots, but they have different photographers placed at iconic parts of the park that will take your picture for you.
And I feel like they're doing more of this at Disneyland as well.
They are.
And especially if you're going with your family or, just friends, you want to make some memories, you're getting professional level photographs with some magic pixie dust shots sprinkled in there too. You can do it by the day. You can do it by the trip if you're going to Disney World. And yeah, there's a cost to it, but we've found that it's been totally worth it every time. And you get your attraction pictures included in that too.
You do. Yeah, for your photo pass, like you said, at Walt Disney World, you can pay for the whole length of your stay, which is what we've done. And then in Disneyland, we kind of just go around and get our pictures and then look at them in the app and then decide, okay, do we want to pay for the day pass or do we just want to pay for these each individual photos? So you have a couple options there for photo pass. But the last thing with a budget that we found that worked is, especially when we go with the kids, we like to get them Disney gift cards that they use for their souvenirs so they know how much money that they get to spend. But we know like Costco and your local grocery stores, you can get the fuel points. So if you just want to buy gift cards and say, I'm going to use this to pay for my meals or I'm going to use this to pay for my own pins or souvenirs, you have that option too.
Yeah, and you can even go buy gift cards before you buy your park tickets if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you can get your fuel points that way. So, little veteran tip for you if you're following along. So let's go number 9. Do get matching shirts. I know, dudes. Suck it up. Dads, be cool. Do it for your kids. Do it for your family. It's just what you do. Like, if you haven't been in a while, it's a thing, y'all. Like, I'm guessing 90% of people are wearing a Disney themed shirt.
Some kind of Disney shirt.
So if you're not wearing one, you're the weirdo.
You kind of stand out, though, too.
You do.
And it's fun to look at all the other Disney shirts, too.
And there's some of them that are just really generic. You got your Mickey on it. It says Disney World or Disneyland. If you want to keep it casual and conservative, you can do that. For those who are a little more bougie, they've got like Disney polo shirts now, Nike golf shirts that are freaking awesome. So you can like dress it up a little bit. If you just want to be witty and funny, like those are some of our favorites. There's plenty of options out there. And also, don't feel like you're just limited to Mickey and Friends. You can do Pixar, you can do Marvel, you can do Star Wars. So there's really no reason that you can't find a quote-unquote cool shirt to wear around the park with your family. I get it, not everybody's into matching shirts, but you can match without all having the same color and same design on your shirt.
Exactly, yeah.
People get super creative with it, and there's lots of things you can do. So definitely do it. Suck it up. Be a man. And wear a cool matching shirt with your family. And the other thing, too, is while, yes, they sell all of the things like shirts and ears and backpacks and merch in the park, and that is fun in the moment to get that, you can also find a lot of cheaper options outside the park. Like, you can order these things or buy these things even before you go, which can help save you in the moment, too. I know a couple favorites for us is like Box Lunch, especially if you're into Loungeflies. Box Lunch has some bangers.
I can't go in that store without spending like $100 easily.
Well, this was supposed to help them find cheaper options, but yes. And they also have some really cool shirts and jerseys and other things that you may not find in the parks, which is kind of fun. Yeah. But even Amazon has some options. But if that wasn't enough for you, don't worry. We're here to help because we have started our own online t-shirt shop called Threads of Imagination. And this is where we've taken some of our favorite ideas and turned them into t-shirts for you. And they're super cool. All the shirts are super comfy. We've worn a few of them around the park ourselves, and everyone's like, where did you get these? And we're like, oh, Threads of Imagination.
We made them.
You should check it out. It's shopthreadsofimagination.com. And there's even a whole section in there just for podcast merch. So you can also support your favorite Disney podcast while you're there.
Yeah, little shameless plug there.
Check it out.
Yeah. So our number 10, our last tip for Disney newbies would be magic bands.
Yeah.
And this...
You're saying do.
Yes.
Do get the magic
Get the
band.
magic bands. And again, this kind of comes back to the budget, but like if you can splurge, they're useful in Disney World and Disneyland. I think a little more useful in Disney World.
Yeah.
But they're absolutely worth it if you can afford it for a couple reasons. But it holds your park ticket so you can scan it into the park so you don't need your phone out.
Especially for kids. It's so much quicker. And they love it. They love scanning their magic band.
Oh, yeah. In Walt Disney World, it acts as your resort room key, so it'll get into your hotel room. Mm-hmm. This holds your Lightning Lane reservations for both Disneyland and Disney World. But the really cool thing is the new magic bands, they will actually light up during shows and they'll interact with different attractions and experiences as well.
And that is cool. And they do that in both parks. Even downtown Disney or Disney Springs, there are little attractions or extras that you'll just be walking all of a sudden. You hear something go off and it's from your magic band. And during the shows, it is really, really, really cool.
Yeah, and if at Walt Disney World having your phone and Apple Pay wasn't enough, you can actually use your magic band to pay for things, which is a blessing and a curse.
No, I feel like that's super dangerous.
Yes.
Like, with great power comes great responsibility, y'all. Just be careful.
Yeah.
Don't give that to your kids.
Do not give the magic band to your kids. But yeah, that has the credit card linked.
Yeah, no, they will have the best time, I promise. So.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so that's our 10 do's. Let's just jump right over into our 10 don'ts. So, number 1, don't try or think that you can do it all in one trip or one day.
It's not going to happen.
No, these parks are built to have more things to do and experience than you can do in one day. It's by design, especially as the parks have continued to grow. Mm-hmm. They continue to make updates to them. They continue to add new lands and new adventures. There's rides that go under refurbishment and stuff. So, yeah, you just have to know that maybe we're going and Space Mountain is going to be closed this time. That's okay. You're coming back again.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So just know up front, there's so much more to do than you can do in a day. And that's the point of it all. Right? And there are more than just the attractions. I know that's what a lot of people go to amusement parks for, but that's not just what Disney is. There are shows, there are dining experiences, there are seasonal events. Mm-hmm. One of our absolute favorites is going to Oogie Boogie Bash at Halloween in Disneyland.
Yeah.
The whole park transforms.
Yes.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So there's plenty to do and see. And then, honestly, I think we've lost count of how many times we've been to Disneyland or Disney World.
Yeah.
But every time we go, we still do something new, which is really fun. Maybe it's just a small thing, but every time we go, we find something new to do, and that's why we keep going back.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always something new to do. So our number 2 don't visit a park every day. And what we mean by that is you need to plan your rest days in between your park days, especially if you're going to Disney World for a week long. To visit a park every single day, you are going to be exhausted. So don't visit a park every day. You can you have a couple options. You could do character dining on your rest days.
Yeah, we did that, which was super fun.
That's our favorite because you're not wasting precious park time while you're eating and with those characters. Yeah, because
those dining experiences usually take an hour or two minimum.
Exactly. And especially at Walt Disney World, there are so many different resorts and free activities to do at the resorts. You have your pools and all those different extras, so it's always a good time. And another option for your rest days is you can always visit the downtown Disney area or Disney Springs area.
Yeah, and that is really fun. There's a lot of things to do that are both Disney-centric and non-Disney-centric too. So lots of shopping opportunities and lots of great places to eat.
Yes.
Just fun things to do. So definitely take advantage of that. And again, I don't think it's a secret, but surprise, you're going to be walking a lot.
A lot.
So it is really nice to give your legs and feet a break for a day.
Yeah.
And just sit back and enjoy the pool or just take it easy, sleep in a little bit. Number 3, don't get park hoppers. They're not worth it. And I know this might be a controversial take. However, let us explain.
Yes.
If you're trying to cram things in on a short vacation window, we get it. And it's possible to do multiple parks in a day. It's also exhausting.
It's so exhausting.
Right? Now, let's start with Disney World. We once did all 4 parks in one day. And that was something that was on our bucket list. It was by design, but It was tough.
We were exhausted by the end of the fireworks show.
And it's not like we went like hog wild crazy and tried to do like a handful of rides at each one. We were just trying to do a couple rides at each one. Grab a snack or something, take a picture.
Yep.
It was just a lot.
It was, yeah.
And I feel like even doing 2 parks in a day could kind of be a lot. And maybe that's just me and my feeling. But like, I would feel like there's so much that I didn't do that I didn't get to take advantage of if I was trying to jump between one park and the other.
I agree. And Walt Disney World, those parks are not close. So you have to wait for your transportation.
Yes.
And then take the bus, monorail, Skyliner. Yep, it takes a while to get there. So not only are you taking that time to get there, but you're also, taking the time to wait in line to get there.
Now, all of that said, we do take advantage of park hoppers at Disneyland quite often. But that's more because it just depends on the reservation. If we know we're doing something that's more Disneyland specific, but our reservation's only available for California Adventure, then we'll start our day at DCA and then hop over. It is easier because it's just across the plaza from each other.
Yes.
But that being said, there's still so much to do in each park. Why try and squeeze it or push it? Best, I would say focus one day in Disneyland, one day in California Adventure, and then maybe do one park hopper for your third day.
Yeah, I would agree. Agree.
There's that. It's just, I don't know. And there's also nothing wrong with ending your day early. If you're just done and you want to get a good night's rest back at your hotel, do that rather than pushing yourself and trying to squeeze in another entire park.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, our number 4 tip to not do for Disney newbies is don't do the Disney dining plan.
Yeah, we got feelings about this, y'all. Like we've done research. This might be the biggest one.
Yeah, and this is something that we've never done, so we can't really speak to it.
It's not because we didn't want to or couldn't. It's because it wasn't worth it.
Exactly. So there's research out there that shows that you have to drink alcohol or at least buy those pricey drinks to not lose money. And then on top of that, you need to pretty much order the most expensive thing on the menu for it to be worth it. So the Disney dining plan, it does make it seem all-inclusive with that. And there are some specials right now where, if you book your resort, you get a free Disney dining plan. Mm-hmm. Or if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, you can get a free dining plan. So that's something to think about if it's,
if it's free.
But for us,
if you're paying for it.
Exactly. We're big advocates of not doing it. And I'll quickly explain why. So there's 2 different types of dining plans. There's a quick service dining plan and a table service dining plan. And to break it down, your quick service dining plan, it includes 2 quick service meals a day and 1 snack. And it comes out to $57.01 per adult per day.
Okay.
Then you have the table service. So it comes with 1 table service, so 1 sit-down restaurant, 1 quick service meal, and 1 snack. And that comes out to $94.28 per adult per day. So you're like, okay, that's a lot of math. But let's break down the quick service dining plan real quick because I think that's pretty easy to do. So for example, I feel like for us, on average, we spend $20 for lunch and $20 on dinner. And that includes like our entree and a drink.
Okay, so there you're at $40.
You're at $40, exactly. So that means that I have to find a snack that is worth $17 in order for me to break even.
Yeah, but I could find snacks for $17 if I got my churro and my popcorn and my pretzel. Like it would add up.
You only get 1 snack, though.
You get 1 snack?
You only get 1 snack. Yeah. And it's
Is there even a snack for $17?
I don't think so. And it's not like, hey, I'm going to get 6 churros. Like, you get 1 singular
that's it. I'm out.
Snack.
Nope. Not doing it.
Yeah. So this whole episode, or this could be a whole episode, like to break down the Disney dining plan. And maybe that's something that we could do in the future. But it's hard because especially if you're a newbie, you want to try all the Disney food. You want to try all the Disney snacks. When you only get 1 snack, that doesn't make it worth it.
Boo!
Exactly. And with especially your table service dining plan option, you still need to make the dining reservation. I can't just walk up to Be Our Guest and say, I'm on the Disney dining plan, so I want to eat at the Be Our Guest restaurant.
Yeah.
You still have to have the dining reservation. And then also tip is not included with the Disney dining plan. So yes, you're not paying for your meal up front, but you're still expected to tip your server.
Yeah, gang, I'm sorry. I'm out. I'm not interested. You lost me at only getting one snack.
Yeah,
nope.
Exactly. So, again, very, very broad overview of what it is. But we say don't do the Disney dining plan because there are a lot more cost-effective dining options through, your quick services and your snack carts. But on top of that, you can also bring your own food and snacks into the park.
You can, which some people, maybe they don't know or maybe you feel embarrassed about. Gang, like, we eat snacks all the time. Mm-hmm. Not just from the carts and stands, but like we also bring a bag with us every time we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we bring an insulated bag, or if you have like an insulated pouch, that would work kind of as like a lunchbox or cooler. But we put that in our backpack, or, if you have a stroller, you could put that in there.
So like, again, no one's hauling in their Yeti cooler.
Correct,
on wheels or anything. Like, it does need to be contained and stuff, like fit in a backpack or under your stroller or whatever. But yeah, you can totally, especially if you have little kids, bring applesauce pouches, bring baby food, bring your formula, whatever, or bring your jerky sticks, bring your M&Ms, whatever else. You can do that to hold you over between meals.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, don't do the Disney dining plan. We don't think it's worth it.
No, it's not. And you can trust us because we love food.
We do.
Lot.
Yeah.
And speaking of paying for things that you don't need to, number 5, don't pay for water.
Don't pay for water. Yeah.
Like, 1, bring a refillable bottle. Like, don't get a plastic bottle. They suck. But just bring a refillable bottle with you to the park.
And actually, in the Disney apps now, if you type in bottle refilling station in the search bar, you can actually see where the bottle refilling stations are.
Yeah, and there's actually quite a few of them, and it's great. Worst case scenario, you just fill it up at a drinking fountain. But there's that. But if you still don't want to haul around a water bottle with you, guess what? At the quick service locations, they will give you a free cup of water and ice if you ask for it. That's all you have to do. You don't even have to order food with it.
Nope.
But let's say that we're going to sit down for lunch or whatever, and we want to order a Coke, or we want to order a mint julep, or some other drink, whatever it might be. Just add a couple cups of water for free on top of that as well. It's totally fine. So don't pay for water. You don't have to.
Don't pay for water. All
those people who are like, oh, it's like $10 for a bottle of water. You're probably the people who stand in line to place your order for food order. Yeah. Don't be that guy.
Yeah. So speaking of water, though, our number 6 don't for Disney newbies is don't be afraid to get wet, and that might mean like rain or otherwise. So you always want to check the weather report and be prepared, huge. Especially in Disney World.
Yeah.
During those summer months, their rainy season, just plan on rain at some point in your day.
Freaking Florida.
Florida. Be prepared. So bring a poncho, bring waterproof shoes.
Just sandals or whatever.
Yeah,
we've done chacos around the park one day because it was just raining the whole time. We had a great time.
Yeah. Don't let the rain ruin your day. But also, if you're going on a water ride like Tiana's Bayou Adventures opening up, or if you're in Disneyland with Grizzly River Run, you can plan for those as well, so you're not walking around all day with wet shoes. Yeah,
we've even hauled in some flip-flops in our backpack. So we're wearing our regular tennis shoes, and then when we ride the Grizz, we quickly swap out into our flip-flops, and then we look super awesome while everyone else is slogging around in their wet tennies. And we're like, should have bought flip-flops.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, so don't be afraid of the rain. If it does, all the indoor rides will still operate during the rain and during a storm. So
which is really cool.
Yeah. So, don't be afraid to get wet.
Yeah, and also know that some rides will get you wet. That's by design. Like you mentioned a couple of them. Just know it's part of it. And again, both of these parks are in warm weather places. Chances are you will dry out very quickly.
Yes.
Just embrace the madness.
Yeah.
Okay, number 7. Don't rent a car if you're staying on property. So again, if you're in Disneyland, you're probably walking right across the street from your hotel, or they have the monorail, or they have off-site shuttles. You just really don't need one.
Yeah, you really don't.
And at Disney World, 1, they have the bus service that takes you from the airport to your resort hotels, which we're big fans of. And you're paying round trip $30, $35, which is cheaper than Uber. We've looked. Now, when you get to the parks, you have the monorail, you have the buses, you have the minivans, you have the Skyliner, you have the boat system. Like, once you get there, you really don't need the rental car. You don't. And if you're talking about, like, trying to get somewhere in a pinch and you don't want to wait for the bus, just call Uber or Lyft, and it's like $10, maybe $15 to do a quick ride somewhere around Walt Disney World.
Yeah, and I've heard that the minivans, because you have to book them ahead of time, if you're somebody that needs a car seat, they do have that option in those minivans.
They do, which is really great.
Yeah.
Saves you a little bit there as well. Yep. And then the last thing, if you're like, well, hey, what about food? What if we just want some snacks for our hotel or whatever? We don't want to eat out all the time. That's fine. We've talked about it before. Do Instacart. Mm-hmm. It was so easy.
It was so easy.
They brought it right to the resort for us. And again, we got to choose everything that they were picking up. We got to approve any substitutions. Mm-hmm. It worked great.
Yeah, it was
You don't need a car.
Yeah, you really don't need a car. Yeah, so our number 8 tip is don't improperly pack. And what we mean by that is, first thing, don't forget the essentials. And some of them might seem obvious, but you want sunscreen, you want your portable charger, you want to make sure you have any medicine, emergency snacks, things like that. So make a packing list to ensure that there's nothing that you are forgetting. We have a running list in our phone.
Yeah, we have a shared note that is all the stuff that we take with us whenever we go. Mm-hmm. And then after we leave for our trip, we don't delete it. We keep that note. Yep. And then when we get there and say, oh, you know what? We should have brought X, Y, and Z. Just add it to the note. And then next time you go, it's already ready to go.
Yeah. But when you're packing at home, ready for your trip, don't overpack, because you don't want to underestimate how many souvenirs you are going to buy, or that
this is a real thing
you're going to buy. Yeah, so make sure that you leave room for your souvenirs, because the last thing you want is to have to buy another piece of luggage just to get all of your souvenirs home.
Yeah.
That would not be good. But you also don't want to improperly pack for your park day itself, because backpacks can and will be searched when you are entering the park. So at Walt Disney World, you walk through scanners that will scan you and your backpack, but they will pull you aside if something's flagged. Like, for example, a glasses case. We had a friend that has glasses, and we figured out that it was the glasses case.
Her metal glasses case, yeah.
So she literally took it out of her backpack as she went through the scanner. She held it in her hand as she went through the scanner. And then, like, she was fine.
Or big electronics, like a laptop or a tablet or something, like those will set off the scanner as well.
Yes. Yep. And in Disneyland, I think they're testing out some scanner options, but right now they go through and they check every single bag. So you don't want to bring more than you need, because they will literally tear your entire bag apart.
They just have to check every pocket. And again, this is together. Before you go through the metal detectors. It's all about safety, which of course we applaud and appreciate.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But
you just need to be aware they're going to check it all.
Yeah, because I have everything in my Loungefly. I have it just the way I like it. It fits in a certain way. And then in Disneyland, they make me take everything out.
While you're standing in line with other people behind you. It's just
and then I've got to put it all back together. Yeah. So yeah, just keep that in mind for packing for your park day.
Yeah. Okay, number 9, don't sleep in. Which we say this sensitively, because again, like on rest days, sleep it up.
Oh, yeah.
Recharge. But on the days you're going to the park, don't sleep in for a couple reasons. Number 1, if you're staying on property, you want to take advantage of that early entry. That's just for you.
Yep.
So you can totally get in and get a head start, maybe knock out a couple rides before the next flood of people come in for the day. The other thing, too, is, I don't know, I think it's really magical to be there right when park opens. It's a great time to take pictures.
Yes.
A great chance to see some of the attractions, like, for example, the safari, which we mentioned, where the animals are more active first thing in the morning. But you also have to remember, you can go back to your hotel midday and recharge if you want.
Exactly. Yep. You can just go back and take a quick nap.
Totally doable. Yeah. Or you can be like me and you can take a nap on a ride or an attraction.
Yeah, that's true. Take your power nap there.
That's right. But no, I would just say make the most of it. Go first thing in the morning. Take advantage of that time. That's what you're there for. And also, the later you wait to get into the park, the busier it's going to get.
Exactly. Yeah. So our last don't tip for newbies is don't skip the nighttime shows. And we know with little ones this can be a bit tougher, because like they have their bedtime, you don't want to keep them up. But if you can keep them up for that, like, do not skip the nighttime show. Because honestly, I think that's some of the most magical and special experiences and memories that we've had with our kids.
And I mean, obviously, we've been very vocal about our love for the fireworks shows, especially Happily Ever After. But again, we're talking about usually 9 p.m.-ish is when they start a lot of these shows, sometimes 8:30, depending on when it gets dark.
The time of year, yeah.
So it's not like you're keeping your kids out till midnight for that. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it is at the later part of the day, especially if you're tired. But those nighttime shows are worth it. They're so awesome.
Yeah, and you can just get a spot early. You can just kind of sit, hang out.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, the cast members will tell you that it's time to stand up, that you'll have to stand.
About 30 minutes before the show starts.
But if you get a spot early, you can just kind of relax, get your snack, your popcorn, your pretzel, just hang out and relax until it's time.
That's right. I love this. I know it went a little long. I know there was a lot of stuff covered. But there's 20 things, 10 do's, 10 don'ts for any trip. Again, if you're new, if you just haven't been in a while, maybe you just need a little reminder. These are the things that we would say, and we do tell people whenever they ask us, okay, what should we do or what should we not do? There you go.
These are our tips. Yep.
Absolutely. So before we close, we thought that it would be fun to do a quick Beyond the Churro.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of falls in line a little bit with our same theme, because there is one snack, especially over in Disney World, that we love to take advantage of, and it's one that's on the cheaper side, so real easy to do, but this would be popcorn.
Oh, yeah.
And popcorn buckets. So they do have these at both parks. At Disneyland, they have popcorn stands all over the place.
They do.
You can get them in various sizes. Again, pretty cost effective in terms of snack go. And they have them open late as well, which is super nice.
Yep.
But primarily over in Disney World, this is where it gets really cool, because your popcorn buckets at Disney World are refillable.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of those buckets are refillable. So you can buy the popcorn bucket up front on your first day.
Yep.
And then throughout, the week that you're there, you can pay, I want to say it was like $3 or something like that to refill it. Great snack option.
Yeah.
Great
Absolutely.
tip.
And these popcorn buckets can get really cool. So some of them are more basic. They're just literally a bucket. But then they have like these special edition popcorn buckets that come out all the time, and they can be anything. Like, I don't even know where to begin. We have a few Star Wars popcorn buckets.
Of course, yep.
Which we love. But there's just a lot of options, so check it out and see. It, one, makes a great souvenir. Two, it's refillable, and you can take it with you all week long across the different parks. Get as many refills as you want. Sometimes we've done like multiple refills each day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it's just a great, easy snack. They come with a strap that you can sling over your shoulder, hook it up to your bag, so it's just always there and easy. It's great for the kids. But popcorn buckets, this is like a whole other side of Disney. Like, things get crazy with the popcorn buckets. If you're into like collecting stuff, like, listener beware. Popcorn buckets can be addictive.
Yeah, I'm sure if you go on eBay or like those other resellers and you look at popcorn buckets, not only here in the US, but if you look at Tokyo Disneyland,
Tokyo,
they have the most amazing popcorn buckets that I could even imagine.
Beyond imagination. I mean, stuff that lights up, that makes sounds, just very, very intricate designs, and all sorts of themes too, not just like the bigger, more popular things like Star Wars. I mean, they have a Beauty and the Beast popcorn bucket.
One's probably my favorite. Yeah,
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
has multiple sides with stained glass. It lights up. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for your Disney thing to collect, maybe it's popcorn buckets.
There's a lot
of options out there. Or if, like us, you just want something to snack on all the time, it's going to be cheap and easy and refillable, or easy to stop by and grab another, check out the popcorn. And also, it's Disney, so it's really tasty. It's really good. I don't know what they put on it. It just tastes better.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah, so that wraps up this week's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, and please head over to Apple and Spotify to rate our show.
Yeah, we would appreciate a good rating. We hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. We love making it for you, so Give us 5 stars. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And then if you have any additional questions, you know, if you're like, Ashley, I want a deeper dive into this or that, or I want some additional tips. If you subscribe on our Patreon to Carl and Ellie's Adventure Fund, we actually have something that's called Ask Ashley Anything. Mm-hmm. So again, I really like planning.
She does.
Disney
She's
vacations.
Really good at it too.
Yeah, if you have questions about planning your new vacation because there was maybe something, you know, a topic that we didn't cover.
Or you're just overwhelmed and aren't sure what to do.
Yeah, you can go ahead and ask me all those questions and I'm here to help you answer them.
Yeah, she's being modest. Like, she'll plan your whole trip for you if you let her. But no, it's just a fun little thing that we have for Carl and Ellie's Adventure Fund on Patreon if you want to take advantage of it. We'd love to help make sure that you guys have the most magical vacation ever. So,
yeah. So that's it for this week's episode. Until next wonderful Wednesday, TTFN.